Oh yeah? That's the shit you want to Yeah. Well, now tell her what you really said. Tell her what you really said. Yeah, fucking tell her what you really said, right? Tell her. And shut your mouth.
I can admit to. Calm down. There we go. Better now. We're good. Activate music.
But you only had one job. You did. I put number one.
You know who Humansville drama on TikTok is?
Jackson.
Sitting right next to
How long is the assembly for?
We're gonna take our hats off basically. I'm an advocate of hats.
Why is that song there? Why is the presentation stopped?
We're showing respect to our veterans while we are not following right now, starting the meeting.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. As a reminder, please silence your phones. On behalf of Humansville Schools, I would like to welcome you to the 2023 Veterans Day Assembly. Please stand and face the flag at the back of the gym for the Pledge of Allegiance and playing the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag
And back up.
A Soldier's Poem by Angela Goodwin. There is discipline in a soldier. You can see it when he walks. There is honor in a soldier. You hear it when he talks. There is courage in a soldier. You can see it in his eyes. There is loyalty in a soldier that he will not compromise. There is something in a soldier that makes him stand apart. There is strength in a soldier that beats from his heart. A soldier isn't a title any man can be hired to do. A soldier is the soul of that man buried deep inside of you. A soldier's job isn't finished after an 8-hour day or a 40-hour week. A soldier is always a soldier, even while he sleeps. A soldier serves his country first, and his life is left behind. A soldier has to sacrifice what comes first in a civilian's mind. If you are a civilian, I am saying this to you. Next time you see a soldier, remember what they do. A soldier is the reason our land is home of the free. A soldier is the one who is brave, protecting you and me. If you are a soldier, I am saying this to you. Thank God for every soldier. Thank God for what you do. Thank you.
Defending the safety of the nation is a noble calling. Veterans, we thank you for your service and your pledge to defend our freedom. Thank you for your example for the future generations and for the legacy you have left us to follow. We are honored by your presence today. Would all veterans please stand so we can applaud you for your service? Second and fifth grade, you now come up and hand out their gifts.
Right now, we're honoring veterans, so please be quiet.
Okay, all veterans may be seated.
today is Colonel Bob Lowry. Bob served in the United States Air Force for 20 years, from 1965 to 1985. We are so thankful to have you here today. Let's welcome Colonel Bob Lowry.
Thank you. You may hear a few grunts and groans, but you guys that are my age, you know what that's all about. First, I want to thank the faculty and the staff and all the students for allowing me to be here today. And I want to thank my good friend and neighbor, Lynn Johnson, for inviting me. Kids, that's Mr. Johnson to you, so please don't call him Lynn, okay? Today we're celebrating Veterans Day of 2023. And we're honoring those who served our country so doggone proudly throughout these many years. I'm sure that most of you were expecting to hear a young, exciting speaker. And I'll tell you what you see is what you get. Next summer, I'm going to be celebrating the 32nd anniversary of my 50th birthday. So that's a good way to put it. So I'm sure if any of you think you're being taken advantage of by not having a good young speaker here, the teacher said they'd give you back the price of admission, so you don't have to worry about that. How many of you have heroes? Any of you kids have heroes? You bet. When I was a kid back in '50, my hero was number 7, Mickey Mantle, the New York Yankees. But now I still have heroes, but my heroes have changed. Young people, I want to tell you that there are a lot of heroes sitting out here in front of you today. There are people that you can look up to and people you can be proud of. And what a great day to be a veteran here with all this attention given to us. Most of you don't know me, so let me tell you just a little bit about me. I graduated from Humansville High School, went to Southwest Baptist when it was a junior college on a basketball scholarship. Then I finished up at the University of Missouri and I got a degree in mechanical engineering, but better than that, a couple hours later I was commissioned as second lieutenant in the Air Force ROTC. About a month later I went to pilot training school down in Enid, Oklahoma. And for the next 20 years, off and on, I spent flying fighters. I flew 173 combat missions in the F-4, the old Phantom, as some of you may remember. And the last 5 years of my career, I flew the F-16, which is still a workhorse of the Air Force. And that's the one that the U.S. Thunderbirds fly today. In '85, I retired from active duty and moved back to the family farm back in Aldridge, Missouri. And boy, did my life change. I tell you, instead of, changed for the better, but instead of flying at twice the speed of sound, I wound up driving my old farm truck down the highway at 40 miles an hour with a left turn signal on all the way. I bet some of you have seen me driving that way. But Veterans Day, as we know, was first known as Armistice Day. And that was the day that the fighting stopped in World War II. And it was declared on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And then in 1954, they changed the name to Veterans Day to honor all the men and women who have served this country so faithfully. In your classroom, kids, you study history. I know you do. But if you look over this gym floor, you're going to see veterans that lived history. And you're going to see veterans that made history. From World War II to Korea, from Vietnam to the Gulf War, Afghanistan, Iraq, and now we have military people that are serving all over the world. And they're the ones that allow us to be here today. I need that, right? Anyway, guys, remember that freedom isn't free. It's bought with a price. And you see some of the men that bought this freedom here today. And I'm sorry, are there any lady veterans here today? I did not Thank you for your service. A lot of you students probably wondered, why would anyone want to serve in the armed forces? And I'll tell you, it's not for the thrill of getting shot at, and it's not for being able to get rich. And if you're in the service, you've got to make sacrifices. I know the 20 years that I was in, my family moved 13 different times. And over a different period of times, I was away from my family for 4 years. In fact, when my son was born, I was in Korea, and I didn't see that little fellow until he was 3 months old. But sometimes we celebrated a Christmas or birthday or other holiday early. Sometimes we celebrated them late. But I'll tell you, our family always celebrated important occasions like that. Kids, I want to talk to you right now. In the 20 years that I was in the Air Force, there was not a day that I hated to go to work. Even if I wasn't in a flying job, I enjoyed what I was doing, and I always enjoyed going to work. So what I'm telling you, if whatever you decide to do for your life's vocation, make sure it's something that you enjoy. Life is too short to be unhappy all the time. And if your first job's not what you like, you don't have to stay in it all your life. So just remember that life is just too short to be miserable. If I had to choose my career again, would I? Yeah. You bet I would. And you probably say, why? Well, the reason is not real easy to tell you, but there was a famous World War II and Korean general by the name of Douglas MacArthur. And he gave a retirement speech at West Point one time. And it was entitled, Duty, Honor, and Country. So I looked those words up in the dictionary and I said, what do those words mean? And my Webster said, duty is that which a person is bound by a moral obligation to do. Honor, to hold in high regard. And country, that's the land of a person's birth or adoption to which he owes his allegiance. And that's all good, but I made that into a verse that means a lot to me. It said, we're bound by a moral obligation to hold our country in high regard and serve it in any manner necessary. And I thank God for all the women and men throughout history that have served this great nation of ours. And again, many of them are seated right in front of you. Well, I'll tell you, how did I get that cotton out of my mouth to try to speak? Today's the day that we honor those who have served both in peacetime and in wartime, and the sacrifices they made. I've served with a lot of men that weren't afraid to die, and I've also seen some of my good friends die. In fact, in 20 years in the Air Force, I lost 30 great friends. Only 8 of them were in combat. But these weren't just people that I knew. These were people that I worked with every day. I knew their wives. I knew their kids. In some cases, I even knew their dogs. So that just tells you how close that we were. Kids, there's a lot of things about this country we live in that aren't perfect. And there are many things that aren't right. And there's some things that are just flat out wrong. But believe me, I've been to 4 continents, many, many countries, and some parts of Texas, I might add. But I have never been to a country that can measure up to the United States of America. Some countries love us, some countries hate us. But I'll tell you something, about all countries envy us for what we have here today. And right or wrong, this is our country, and we need to hold it in high regard. Remember, duty, honor, and country. Now, some of you kids, you might join the military after graduation. Most of you won't. But we all have an obligation to be good students. And you can start right here in this school. You can stand up for what's right, and some things you can do to be good citizens at school. First of all, support all the activities that your school has. And second, use this opportunity to learn, not just to make good grades or to graduate, but to prepare yourself for your adult working life. And last, kids, give your teachers a break. They deserve your respect, and they deserve your respect. You know, teachers and the people in the military have a lot in common. They're both overworked and they're both underpaid, but they sure believe in what they're doing. Finish up here, tell you kids that you can make a stand for what's right here at school. And don't let peer pressure influence what you do. There are times that you need to say yes, times you need to say no. And you are all intelligent. Most of you are more intelligent than I am. But a lot of you are young adults, and you're capable of making good decisions. But let me leave you with a challenge here today. The most important attribute, if you thought about it, was his attitude. He would never admit that he couldn't do anything, and he would never give up, and you guys can be the same thing here. You all have this same positive attitude, and you'll never know your full potential until you challenge yourself. And last of all, be proud of who you are and what you are. You all are Americans. Thank you very much.
My palm hurts. That hurt my palm. Keep moving it.
At the burial ceremony of the unknown soldier after the conclusion of World War I, former President Harding stated the following about the soldiers who died in the line of duty. He said, "On the threshold of eternity, many a soldier I will believe, wondered how his embedded blood would color the stream of human life, flowing on after the sacrifice." His patriotism was none less than if he craved more than China or country. Rather, it was greater if he fought for a victory or on the duty. Today, we acknowledge those who have fallen in the line of duty. We know that their deaths was not in vain. We are thankful for their bravery and sacrifice to keep our nation free. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor all fallen veterans, followed by taps performed by the band's trumpet trio.
Thank you for helping us salute our veterans. The sacrifice veterans and their families have made not only deserve to be honored today, but every day. Thank you both men and women who have served our country. And thank you family members and community for attending today. Please let our veterans and their families proceed from the gymnasium first. Thank you.